South Afrikaans mukbang. Let's do this. Alright. We got South African food here. Got a little bit of a tasting video today. Slash mukbang. Already tasted some of this stuff last week, I think, because it arrived only a couple days ago. I was actually gonna make this video, however, with my dad. But to be quite fair, he's sick at the moment. Everyone's sick in the house. I don't know what's up with everyone. Have I got any symptoms? No, I feel totally fine. I feel totally normal. So we got a South Afrikaans mukbang today. Oh my lord, we got chili biltong, we got... This is interesting, I never even knew they had this on these pens, but this is freeze-dried pineapple, had this as well. I got a video that's gonna get released, or that you could check out just now on the podcast, me eating South African candy, tasting it. But we obviously have biltong, we have Droewors, we have it all, we have Fizzers. So I'm gonna just explain you what it is. Basically, this is freeze-dried pineapple. This is, I mean, you know, it's decent, I suppose. I got the autofocus off today because I wanted to show you guys the products close up. We got the Champion, obviously, we cannot forget that. There you go, we got the Champion Cola, whereas this is, you know, it's quite nice. It's sort of like a Laffy Taffy, I suppose you can say. Now, this is the real deal, the meat. It's dry-aged cured meat. It's not like a beef jerky, no, it's completely different than a beef jerky. This is called Biltong. Now, if you're non-South African, you're probably thinking, what the actual F is this? Dry-aged meat, like I just said. So, without further ado, let's do this. It's a little bit hard. It's been in the box for a few days. This is Droewors. For those that don't know, this is certain taste. You gotta like it. That's the difference, right? You may not like this because you've never had it, but got chili biltong as well. This is absolutely fire. When we went SA a few years ago, we had chili chicken, and my camera is not focusing correctly. But this lady was making it, and we were like, chili chicken biltong? Weird. It's a very difficult process. I never liked this one that much. Ooh. Got pepper on it though. Ooh. So we got a mix of classic biltong. No spices, right? We got a mix of chili biltong. Garlic biltong, which I've had. I think this is the garlic one. Could be wrong. Yeah, the garlic biltong is alright. Not a big fan of it. The fuck is this though? Oh yeah, and these things are fire. If you've never had the Fizzer, you got like the cream soda juice of it. Something else. If you're wondering, no. Ain't no natural coloring in these products. That's the one thing that really surprised me a lot when I bought it at these pens last year. Because, well, in general, it's a surprise that the South African government still allows food to be used, like food coloring and like etc., like artificial flavor and coloring. Very odd. You would expect them to maybe like, okay, you know, we gotta live healthier. Let's stop all that artificial shit. But no, they don't give a fuck. I mean, it obviously shows they don't really care about their own people. If you look at South Africa, like, no disrespect, but I've been there a few years ago. I mean, it depends where you go, obviously, right? But in general, South Africans, you'd expect it's a wealthy country. Yeah, I gotta disappoint you, buddy, but a lot of poverty. If you thought your place is a lot of poverty and homelessness, wait till you go to SA Bloemfontein. Because we went Bloemfontein a few years ago, right? Because my dad's from South Africa, my brother. I've been there before when I was 2 years old. Didn't remember much, obviously, but it used to actually be one of the cleanest places in South Africa, Bloemfontein. It even got awarded, nominated in the 70s, 80s for being the cleanest city in all SA. Because my dad grew up in the 70s, right? I went there a few years ago. Crazy. It's sad. Really sad in a way of I'd never experienced this type of stuff in my life. Because, you know, I'm from the suburbs. So I didn't grow up with people injecting themselves with needles, smoking that dank and sniffing glue in the streets, like public streets, right? You do that here, you get police on your ass, right? But there, it's normal. You see 13, 14-year-olds with needles in their arms. It's scary. It's reality. I remember, I laugh about it now, but I was fucking scared when it happened. And we were only just a few minutes. And you gotta remember, right, if you know the history about SA with apartheid, between white people and black people, not a good history. You know, they say it's not a thing anymore. Unfortunately, it still is. Racism is still very big in SA. Don't get it twisted. Just because they claim, well, when I say they, it's been claimed that there's no apartheid. Bro, racism is everywhere. Doesn't matter where you go. But because of the history between, white people and colored people, black, brown, etc., I was informed about it. So I was walking there. I felt very uncomfortable. Because of the fact that I knew, like, back in the days, apartheid was such a big thing, And yeah, I will be honest, bro. There were some nice places in SA, but in general, like, Bloemfontein was the worst I've ever visited. So after Bloemfontein, we went to, Durban. A little bit more wealthier, but also no good food by that. The wealth is only on the outside of the skirt. So what I mean with that, the wealth is by the beach. Fucking inside is no wealth at all. Poverty just like the rest. Dirty, a lot of traffic, a lot of people begging. But the place we stayed in was a very nice house. Very, very nice at the beach. It wasn't a mansion. It was like an American house we had in Florida. A big house, 2-story. Really cool. I remember the layout. The kitchen had a kitchen sink. And the restaurant was really fire. Because I was like, hey, I want to do an ASMR eating Subway. But that's the thing, they didn't update it on Google. So we were there looking for a Subway, and we were like, where the fuck is the Subway? We're like, god damn, this thing ain't working. So we asked a local. Then he said, no, the Subway doesn't exist anymore. Like, what? Since when? Like, a few years ago. Bro, they didn't even bother updating it on the Google. So we went and had Burger King, which was fucking fire. It's the same when we went to Thailand, right? The Burger King and everything else. It was fire. That's what it looks like, by the way. It looks like, it's just green. There's nothing special. But, it's interesting. It's different in the Netherlands. I wish my dad was next to me. I could explain what he thinks of SA, but also got good memories of Africa. But unfortunately, the truth is, South Africa gets put so much in a negative way because of the negativity in the country itself. The government's corrupt. And what I mean with that, it's corrupt. Their own people are starving. And those rich people in the government wearing expensive $1 million watches and stuff, living in mansions, and their own people are starving. I never understood that selfishness. But we went to a shopping mall, a big one in Bloemfontein as well. Because we only stayed in Bloemfontein for a few days. And our hotel, I'm not fucking around, right? I've never witnessed this. When we rocked up on the hotel, electric security gate at the front, barbed wire, electric fence. I was like, what the hell? And I asked my dad, is it that bad here? And the craziest thing is, I remember when we were there, actually very quiet, bizarre enough. Pretty crazy. The crazy thing was, I heard gunshots the one night. Crazy. Oh yeah, I was saying, right? The first few minutes when we were in Bloemfontein, I got approached by this, I assume, homeless person. I don't want to say he was, because he could have just dressed up like he, But let's not assume. This guy approached me and asked me if I wanted to buy a watch. He showed me, and I was like, no, I'm good, man. I'm no kidding. The same watch I saw yesterday in the mall. I was like, hey, that dude was trying to sell it to us yesterday. Like, huh? Like, weird. Yeah. He's cool. Like, you wonder, right? How can something in the 70s, 90s be so good and just transform into something so negative? It's a shame, But I say he's got a lot of nice stuff as well. Durban was awesome. I really enjoyed that the most. I also felt more comfortable there due to the fact that there were way more police, way more private security guards there as well. Because the place we stayed at was electrified. It had 2 security guards with assault rifles. Like, I'm not messing around. When we went to that mall in Bloemfontein, I'm trying to meet up with my grandmother. because she's from Georgetown or something. I don't know. She's like a pretty long way. She lives in SA. I think it was George or something. Is that the name? It could be. So anyways, right? This truck was right past. This guy has a fucking assault rifle in his hand, and I'm looking at him like, whoa. And he waved at me. I waved back to my. I look at my brother. I said, dude, did you just see that guy with the assault rifle? He said, yeah, dude, that's normal. I said, what the fuck? That's normal? Because the thing is, they don't wear that type of stuff in the Netherlands when they're exporting a convoy. No, they just got a pistol on them or pepper spray. Crazy. Let's try it out. That's what she said. Alright, but with this champion, pretty cool. Fruit punch. It's like, it's not a leffy taffy, but it's really nice. I don't think it is leffy, but it's sort of a toffee, as they would say in the Netherlands. Packaging just fucking sucks in these products. That's the one thing, but these goddamn packages, I hate them. I never liked the packaging because at some points it sticks to the candy. So this is what it looks like. Reminds me so much of her. That was cringe, but what else? No, Durban was really nice. I really enjoyed Durban. We went to Spur. Oh, fuck, it was good. The burgers they had there, wow. And very affordable. Not the airport. That's expensive, but that's all everywhere expensive, right? But however, holy shit, bro. What you could get there for a couple euro is insane. That's how low their money's worth, you know. Crazy, kind of sad as well. Because their money's worth nothing there. It's crazy. For them at least, you know. Oh, I just bit my tongue. And I bumped my head yesterday trying to clean the horse stables as well. Oh, that hurts. Oh, you know when you bite your tongue? Yeah, alright, so we got another one of these. There you go. This is a nice one. It's funny because Biltong is actually quite cheap in SA. But it's the fact this is imported. That's why. No, I think she makes it himself. No. It's fire though. It's actually beef, but basically, holy shit, there's a lot of fucking ingredients in here. Now you'd be surprised. You'd probably expect, oh, dried meat, a lot of protein. No, actually not that much. So per 100 grams, 9 grams of fat. Saturated fat, 3.3. That's good. 2.6 carbs. Alright, that's nothing. Low in sugar, not even a gram. There's 1.6 grams of sugar in there. That's nothing. That's really good. Then you look at the salt. What? Alright, okay, so they misprinted it. Wow. Did they misprint it? Yeah, they did. So then you look at the protein. Alright. And, well, here's it basically. 4.7 gram. That's not a lot at all because this shit weighs like 0.0 gram. So you need to have a lot of biltong. So that's like half the fucking bag, right? That's only 4.7 grams protein. But it's ironic because the salt is the same as the protein. So would this be great for a diet? No, I wouldn't recommend this at all. This is everything except good. But if you want to gain weight, it's high in fat, which then you should try. But it's definitely one of the best things I've ever eaten. Yeah, because my dad used to be in the military. I know if you watch a video that I made with him a while ago. Back in those days, you were required, well, they were fucking forced to go to the military. You didn't have a choice. You know, he told me some of his wildest stories while being in the army. There was a certain guy, had a nickname. And, you know, because I think you got recruited when you were 15 already, 16. So this was 1988, right? No, 1986. So let's say in the 80s, 90s, my dad had to go to the military. It was called dienstplicht, which means you were required, and if not, you went to federal prison. You got fucking arrested. Some people that my dad knew personally, they actually legit got arrested, had to spend a few years in federal prison, or pay a massive fine. Which nobody had that type of fucking money back then. It's the same story with a old friend of mine and my dad. He's a Turkish dude, Algerian or Syrian. I think he was Turkish. A couple years ago, he had to pay like 7-8 grand to get out of the whole thing of recruitment of the military. Because it doesn't matter what age you are in Turkey, you gotta go there regardless. I don't know, I think something like that. But anyway, some people that my dad knew, they don't want to. I mean, shit, I wouldn't want to go to the military. Fuck that. I ain't risking my goddamn life. You mad? I don't know. So anyway, there's one story, right? I asked my dad, yo, you guys ever had a weird person in the camp? Like a crazy son of a bitch? Shit, yeah. There was this one guy. Eventually, I don't know if he was the one who started it, but some interesting exchange. Discrimination and racism was a big thing in the military back then because the whole apartheid thing, the people just didn't like each other, right? They had their own little cliques and camps, I don't know if it's like the same with Bloods and Crips, but like their own little gang they had basically. You're rocking with your own people. That's basically how it is. Like, alright, there's one guy. His name was or Apia, like monkey. Like you translate the monkey. And I asked my dad, why was he called monkey? Well, people used to call him that, but for why? Because of his skin color. They basically told me, like, I was like, wait, what? Seriously? Yeah, my dad didn't nickname it, but other people, because basically what my dad told me, in their words, acted like a monkey, basically, which is fucking racist, obviously. Jeez, it's a bit heavy to say that, but yeah, that's what they basically call him. I think somebody made him pissed off eventually, and the guy, his nickname was Apia, got a knife out because everyone was strapped in the military, right? You had a gun or a knife on you, right? He pulls his fucking knife out and stabbed somebody in the camp. The guy ended up surviving, but Apia, the guy who stabbed him, I think he went to prison eventually. I know, he was banned from the military. Crazy. My dad been in fights as well. Oh, fuck yeah. Awesome story, right? I'll tell you a story. My dad and his buddies in the military, because they had like 1 or 2 nights off in the military, so they used to go. I think my dad was placed in Cape Town or Zimbabwe or something. No, I think SA at this point. Anyways, my dad goes into a party, right? Goes to a restaurant, have a drink with his friends. There's one guy having a big mouth towards his girlfriend, and my dad was like, "What the fuck's going on?" Legit happened. And my dad was fucking crazy back then. My dad was ruthless. Kinda surprised he's alive, because most of my dad's friends he grew up with are fucking dead, man. They're either dead or in jail. That's what he told me. Most people he grew up with, he found out after a long time. Man, he passed away in an accident. He got murdered or he's in prison. Only a few people that are alive that I know of that my dad told me about. One of my dad's good friends actually got murdered a long time ago, 15, 20 years ago. Yeah. Apparently he was a fucking, like a street fighter almost, but yeah, he got killed. He got shot and killed. Trying to fight 2 dudes or something, but yeah. So my dad was is at the thing, right? This is, by the way, the wine gums, which is really cool. I just don't want to eat candy in the fucking 10 o'clock in the morning, man. There's a mango mixed fruit roll. If you ever have these are fire. But yeah, this dude was fucking around with his girlfriend, right? They was at a table. And he was having a big mouth towards his girlfriend or wife at that time, right? And my dad didn't appreciate how he was treating her. So my dad said something and asked her, "Is everything alright?" She said, yeah. And the dude had a big mouth towards my father, like basically saying, "Fuck off," like fuck off, fuck out, basically. So my dad was like, "Who the fuck do you think you're talking to, buddy?" Guy stands up, tries threatening my dad, and then my dad's friends in the military come over and say, "Hey, what's going on? This and that." They, words exchange. And I guess my dad didn't appreciate how he got talked to, so my dad turns around and just fucking swings at him. And after, they beat him up. Like, my dad and the friends beat the dude up for being disrespectful towards his girl, My dad broke his fucking shoulder. He swung dead hard. He broke his goddamn shoulder. Which, crazy. Yeah, kind of bizarre actually. So we got a Fizzer sour. Wait a minute. If this says Fizzer sour, why is the other one not sour then? What the fuck? Oh, I get it. It's cream soda flavor. But yeah, my dad was fucking crazy in the military. I swear to God, man. I mean, he's a small dude, but he could knock you the fuck out. Like, I know my dad. If I fought my dad, he would knock me out, no doubt about it. Because of the fact, A, it definitely helps he's got a military fucking background. Spent 2-3 years in the military. So he knows a lot of ex-military movements that I don't know nothing about. Second of all, does my dad have PTSD? No, I don't think so. I do sometimes think, did the military mess him up in this day? Like, does he sometimes have flashback? Because one of my dad's good friend, fucking crazy story, but it's actual true story happened. So my dad wasn't like somebody shooting at people, killing people. You know, sometimes you had people trying to go over the land, and my dad would shoot at them, but not kill them unless they try and kill you. And then I don't know if my dad's ever killed somebody. So let's trick question. I'm gonna ask him just now. I don't think he ever killed somebody. Hope not. Jesus. Anyways, a good friend of my father, they were outside in the desert. Don't know what country, but this was out of SA. This was, I think, on the border somewhere. Kaap de Goede Hoop. I think that was what it was. Or somewhere else. No, fuck, it was Springbok? I think it was Springbok Bergen. Something like that, but... Yeah, anyways. Somebody had shot a bullet. Like, a random fucking blank shot. You know when someone shoots a blank shot? Testing a gun, or just, Well, here's the thing. My father's friend and his friends were out there walking, scouting the area, basically. Looking for any potential threats and, whatnot, right? And then he gets fucking shot in the head, falls on the ground. So, they pick him up, obviously. That's what you do. You pick your buddy up, go search for cover, while the others surround you with the guns up. That's what I would assume would happen, right? Well, they found out he got shot about 1 kilometer plus. He passed away a few hours after, he got shot in the brain on the side here. He didn't make it, unfortunately. He only lived for like 3-4 hours and then he passed away, fortunately. They found out the bullet that was inside of his head was from an AK-47. And they found out that he was shot from 1 kilometer away. You know how fucking long 1 kilometer is? It was a blank shot. Meaning that he wasn't intended as a target. Somebody had just shot his AK for fun or to test it out. Not knowing, or maybe knowing, we don't know, But shooting someone with an AK-47 from 1 kilometer plus away is like, that's crazy, right? That's unheard of. It's very unfortunate that he was standing there, Who would have ever guessed? And that's, I think, what a lot of people, just like in the Second World War, didn't understand. Like, every kid was excited, like, fuck yeah, I'm going in the military. Mom and Dad, I'll be back in a few weeks. Not knowing and realizing they would either not come back, or it would take years for them to come back to see the family. And it's the same with this SA thing, but yeah, it's kind of a sad story. I do believe and truly kind of feel like the military has definitely done something with my father in a way of it's made him more paranoid. In a good way, maybe. Because I always say you can never feel or be too comfortable where you are. You always have to be, as we say in the Netherlands, be on your hoede. Wees op je hoede, basically be ready for whatever. Like even if you ain't got no enemies, if even this and that, just make sure you've always got some form of protection on you and you're always alert. Because that's what happens. If you get too comfortable, that's when it happens most of the times. You gotta always be alert. Always gotta look at your own surroundings, he's always told me. My dad and I always do that, I'm never comfortable. I'm paranoid as hell, bro. If I'm on the terrace, I'm fucking looking everywhere. Because you never know. The weirdest stuff could happen. Yeah, anyways, here's the mukbang. Very cool. Not suitable for people with weak whatever the hell. Dispense. Fire. Cool. If you want to go get some stuff for them, go check it out. I already had breakfast, so that's why I didn't eat the whole thing. And I want to sort of save some for my dad and mom. But yeah, this is the mukbang. I got a mukbang on my place coming up this upcoming Tuesday. I think I explained it in the previous mukbang 3 days ago. If not, I'll explain it again. I'm at my place because my mom has to work in The Hague and it's pretty fucking far away from Zeeland, so we have to chill at my place for the night, and then I'll make a takeaway in mukbang, because why not? It's been a while since we had a takeaway in mukbang. What's been on, like 2 weeks, what must I say? But yeah, it's excited. I'll be back at my place the 25th to 27th of October, so it's two and a half weeks of being here, which is phenomenal, which is amazing. So I'm very, very excited to announce that. But thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope next week, Friday, this upcoming Friday, I'll have a mukbang with my dad. It all kind of depends on if he's feeling well or not, because like I said, he's not feeling good at the moment. So we gotta check that out. I would have loved to have him here, but I don't even think he would be able to sit on the ground for 26 minutes nearly. Not the most comfortable position, but it's the only sort of background solution I have. I can't do much more about the echo, because my room is not filled up completely. But anyways, thank you for watching this mukbang. I'll see you Tuesday, and then I'll see you upcoming Friday, hopefully with my dad. I think with my dad. So yeah, check out later, man. And yeah, I think you guys cool it as echo. Hey, fuck yo.